Let's talk about elementary science. Maybe you have young students and you don't really want to purchase a science curriculum for them. You want to learn more living books and hands-on. Well, today I'm going to share with you how I teach my 7-year-old about science. Hey guys, it's Bunny from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. And today I want to talk about science. And I want to talk about how I teach my 7-year-old science. There's a ton of good curriculum out there, beautiful curriculum, but I find that at younger ages, you just really don't need it. All you need are Pinterest, beautiful books from the library, some science videos, and to go outside. So today I just want to share with you what I'm teaching my 7-year-old for science. And we've been doing this type of science. We've just expanded on it and added like journaling and things to it this year. But we've been doing science this way since she started homeschooling since she was 4. So I teach on Tuesdays at the co-op, but I teach her that lesson at home on Mondays. So what we do for that is we're doing life science, and we're doing everything life science. The curriculum that I created is called Learning Science Through God's Creation. And little by little, I'm adding these units onto my Teachers Pay Teachers store. It just takes a lot of time that I really don't have right now. So my science unit is based off of the story in Genesis of God creating the world and everything that He created. And we go in order of all the things that He created. So when I start my lesson, I start with the Bible verse of what God created for the week. And we do science twice a week. So for example, we will say, I will read the Bible verse of when God created living creatures and birds and the ocean animals, and then I will break that up into different lessons. So we always start with the video lesson that I'll take off of YouTube. I'll type in whatever we are learning about. For example, we started learning about animal classification, vertebrates and invertebrates, so I started getting them a video on that. And then I usually have a hands-on project. So I printed out a bunch of pictures of different types of animals, vertebrates and invertebrates after doing my studies. I had my daughter sort them into the 2 categories, vertebrates and invertebrates. Then I like to have more hands-on projects and activities. So I went on Pinterest and I found 2 activities on how fish breathe. So the first one is having this fish where she was able to decorate the fish, and then I cut out the gills and I put a strip of paper in the middle, and it shows how fish carry oxygen from the water and spread it throughout the fish's body. And then the other one was having some water and coffee grains mixed together. The coffee is the oxygen, the water is the fish, and then we had a coffee filter on top of another cup, and that acted as the gills. So basically the experiment we did showed how fish are able to separate the oxygen from the water and pass it on throughout the body as well. But before we did those 2 projects, we watched a video on how fish breathe. And then at the very end, we have a science journal, which in the journal, she just pasted, I have printed for her the definition of a fish. She had to paste that into her journal, and we talked about it, and then I cut out some fish and she was able to glue those into her book, and we talked about why these specific animals were considered fish. So the second topic we're studying is trees, and we're using the magic and mystery of trees. So we'll do a couple of pages a day of this. So let's say we're learning about tree roots. We have a beautiful area in our backyard that we were able to go outside and find some roots to trees. We talk about what the roots do, how they're helpful to the environment and their habitat, how they're homes for animals, what they do for the tree. And then in the same lesson, we might talk about the bark, and we might talk about the rings in the trunk when a tree is cut down. And then I'll show a video on how you can tell the age of a tree. And then we might take a piece of bark that's coming off and do a bark rubbing and put that inside her science journal. And then I might have her copy down something. What does the roots do? What do the leaves do? And so we just dissect the different parts of a tree each day, and we put things inside her science journal so that she can remember, because the way to remember things is by writing it down and by doing hands-on experiments. So we incorporate hands-on projects, videos, notebook journaling, and living books to create this beautiful science unit for my child. And we're going to be doing all kinds of topics. We've already learned about cnidarians, we've learned about animal classification, we learned about trees, we learned about space and planets. We did a planets book, and all kinds of activities. So in the future, hopefully in the summer, I'll have these units up on my Teachers Pay Teacher store, which you can go there and check out now to see what is available. But this is just a great way for you to do some hands-on science with your kids who are in like 3rd grade and under, or 2nd grade and under, where you can just use some fun resources to teach them everything they need to know about the world around them, very hands-on and very simply without a curriculum. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.